Hey everyone, I'm doing a quick video to check in with you all and let you know how my consultation went with my surgeon. So I'm having breast augmentation in November the 6th of this year. I'm so excited. I cannot tell you how excited I am. I'm extremely small. I always have been, but I have found a reason to that. So I'm going to talk you through what happened with my consultation, meeting my surgeon and what the plans are going forward. So about a few weeks ago now, I think it was the 15th of June, I had my consultation and I met Mr Giannas, who's going to be performing the operation with Maya, and he was so nice. Like you could just like have a laugh with him and stuff. It was really nice. He has seen photos of me from the front and to the side, so I'm not wearing a bra. I don't wear bras because it's pointless. It's an uncomfortable, unnecessary item that I don't need to be wearing because I've got nothing to go in there, so there's just no point. So this is the front of me with nothing. I mean, you can see when I pull it. And then to the side, there is nothing. Just a little bit of nibblage there, which no one wants to see. But anyway, it's just part of the body. It's normal. It's like seeing a finger. Anyway, I sat down. I hooked up my phone on my ring light, and I didn't have the ring light on, I just used it as a stand, and I put my earphones in because you have to put your earphones in to have an e-consultation with them so they can hear you better and you can hear them better. So I did that, sat and waited, and he came on. I was so nervous, literally. I was like, oh my god, this man has seen my boobs, my lack of, and it was just nasty. Anyway, but I've relaxed quite quickly. He said, well, he asked me questions about what I hoped for, the reasons why I want it done, but he knew exactly why I wanted it done. He didn't really delve into that. He said, why do you want it done? And I said, I want to feel more feminine and I want to actually have something there, wear clothes that I want to wear and not be so conscious of it, and just feel more confident. So I explained all that to him and he was like, yeah, you know exactly. And thank God I didn't have to try and persuade him into know why I want to have it done. So he was all happy with that. He then went on to say a few things about, you know, like warnings of having the procedure, like breast enlargement. There's an illness you can get. He explained all of that to me. He's like, you know, some people can feel very ill. It's like flu-like symptoms, things like that, and you know, all the warning signs of having this done. But that comes with everything. Like if you was to have an ingrown toenail and they were to remove your toenail, there will be complications, possible complications. There is with every procedure. So for me, I'm just like, you know, you live once. I've had procedures in the past, not cosmetic ones, but I've had procedures in the past and it's the same thing. You get warning with risks. So we went through that. He said there is a chance as well that I could have stretch marks because that's with everybody. Because as it is when you're pregnant, your belly grows, you get stretch marks. Some don't, some do. I did with some of my pregnancies, I didn't with others. He said it's exactly the same thing for your boobs. You are stretching the skin, therefore it could give you stretch marks. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, just means it can. I'm not going to go too big that I'm going to stretch the skin to the point where I hopefully won't get stretch marks. I mean, I never did when I was carrying my boys, and I never did after being pregnant. So touch wood, I haven't ever had stretch marks here. So I'm hopeful that all will be fine. I did go to a good size when I was pregnant. I went to a good C cup, and that's what I want. I just want a good C cup that's just going to fit my frame and not be too ridiculous that people would go, oh my god, look at her tits. That's not what I want. So I'm hopeful that I won't get stretch marks, but to be fair, that's the kind of least of my worries. The reason I have such small boobs is because I need to pronounce this right, because when I googled it, it came up with something else and it's literally a couple of letters misspelled. I've got breast hypoplasia. It's hypoplasia and not hyperplasia, because when I googled it, I just clicked on every link that came up and some of them was hyperplasia and it's a completely different thing, and I was starting to panic. I was like, oh my god, I'm twice more likely to have breast cancer, and this, that and the other, and then I realised I spelt it wrong. So I put in hypo, and what it means is when you develop, when you're in your teens and you're starting to develop, you're going through puberty and things like that, it doesn't develop. This doesn't develop. So I have that. I have not developed naturally here. So therefore, I have nothing, and it's not going to change. If I gain weight, it's not going to change. I'm always going to be like this. So for me to have this done, there's even more reason to have this done, because I'm never going to grow a cleavage. He said that he would go under the muscle, half under the muscle, because if I went all the way under the muscle, it would be still quite pushed in. I do have quite stretchy skin, I have to say. Like, I can push so that I've got a big curve going around here. So I've got stretchy skin. There's enough room to put something in there. But he said if I went under the muscle and then half coming out, then I would get the desired look that I wanted without it being fake. Because if I went over the muscle, I've not got a lot of skin there to stretch over the muscle. I would have like rock hard round, just nasty, and that's really not what I want. So he said we'll go half and half. I will be able to feel the implant underneath, so I'll feel it, but it won't feel like all of the implant and then rock hard muscle. He said it will flow nicely, and they will do the whole drop and fluff, which is the common thing that people seem to talk about on the forum. Is after such amount of time, what they do is at first they're up here and they're hard and they're pressed under the muscle, and then they will start to slowly drop, and when they drop they do like a fluff, and that's where they're at their state of what they're going to be. So he said he's certain he can get a look that's going to be really effective for me, so I'm really confident in that. I'm really happy with that. But he said that round would probably work better for me, because I said I don't want that look where I'm going to be completely flat and then boob. So he said round would probably work better than teardrop, because at first I wanted teardrop. So he said this would probably work better for you, because then you're going to get the fullness that you want in the place that you want it, without it going too flat and too far down. So really, really excited. I think round is cheaper than teardrop, so my price might be amended. I don't know how that's going to work, but I do have to see him physically before my actual operation. So I think it's like within 4 to 6 weeks you have to go in and see them. And what he says he's going to do is he's going to measure. So he's given me all these, like, he sent over all these things, and I'll probably pop in little things up in the corners here, but he's going to measure underneath the boob. So let me just lower down a bit. So I've got one that stops here and one that stops here, I think I've said previously. So I've got a smaller bottom than I have this side. So he said that they would put a little bit more into this one, but what they'll do is when I go for my consultation is they measure the width and that up and down, and they push the skin, and they mark it, lift it up, mark it, push it down, mark it. So they've got a size in mind. He said once I've done that and I've had a feel of your skin and how stretchy it is, then I know exactly what I can do. But he says that he feels that he can get me to a good C, which is perfect for me, because that would be big on me anyway, and I really wouldn't want to go any bigger than that. So I need to go up to London at some point, which I will be vlogging. I'm so excited. So yeah, I'll be training up there, get up there, I have my consultation, I'll film as much as I can. I'm hoping that I can film in there, not necessarily themselves, because I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm hoping that I can just get some snippets of things and share it with you, because I find it so entertaining and I love that sort of thing. So I'm going to ask them beforehand and just make sure it's okay, because I don't want to film and then say you're not allowed to film in here, because that's just not fair. Then we moved on to the fact that I've got an ongoing bowel situation, and I was still investigating that. And he said he'd rather hear from the from gastro as to whether or not this is something that can go ahead. So I went through days of worrying. I was so worried. It was like, oh, you know, is this going to be put on hold? My doctor did a letter and she sent that and said that it's absolutely fine. She's happy as long as I'm happy, although she's against anyone going for cosmetic surgery and having an anaesthetic if they don't need to. But you know what, I thought to myself, you know what I'm like. I've been to you so many times feeling so depressed about this. Like, is there ways you can help me gain weight? you know, anything just to make me feel better here. And so I thought, come on, please. But the letter's fine, so Maya happy with that. Then it came back that it's okay with gastro. It's fine. I have since had my colonoscopy. That video's already been put up. If you haven't seen that, that was Wednesday's video. I'll link that down below if anyone's interested in that. But he said that he needs the all clear before he can go ahead, so he wasn't going to do an operation that could potentially have complications because of me having bowel problems. So I did go through quite a bit of worry, and I was feeling quite down about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can see this going on for a long time. Like, I'm going to pay it by the end of September, and then I'm not actually going to have the op until next year. I'm worried about that also now because of this problem that's going around. You know, are we, everything's opening up and then everything's shutting down again. It's like, oh my God. So at the moment, I'm just waiting for their clinics to reopen, and then I will have the consultation face to face. I'm really excited. He said that he's gonna put a bra, I've had this before, put a bra on me, and he's gonna give me the implants that he feels are gonna fit, and then I'm gonna try them on and see what I feel like, see what I like best. I'm going for high profile implants. I think I'm gonna go for round. I'm not gonna go for teardrop. I'm really swayed off that now. And he said they last about 15 years. They will last 15 years, and there is a guarantee with the implant company themselves for 10 years. I think it's 10 years. Is it 3 years? 3 years. So for the first 3 years, if there's any problems with the implants themselves, I can get 50% covered for me if they have to replace them. But the first year is covered with Maya. So if there's any problems, Maya will replace them for free. So that is reassuring to know. It's nice to know that if there was a problem, like one was really lower than the other, or one was really hard or high, or anything like that, I know that I could just go, Maya, this is not right. And then they would sort it for me, and I haven't got to fork out thousands of pounds to have it replaced. So that's reassuring. He said that they last about 15 years and you don't need to get them replaced. The only time you need to get them replaced is if at 15 years there is rippling or oh God, what's the word? I can't remember. It's gone out of my head, but it's where you can have the implant might flip over, or you could have a tear in it, anything like that. Then obviously you're going to need to have them redone. And if your body shape changes over time and you feel like, do you know what, kind of like the idea of perking them up a bit, then, you know, go ahead and do it. But he said that it should be absolutely fine. And yeah, that was pretty much everything. I came away feeling so much better, although I was worried about the whole, you know, am I going to be able to have this done because of my colon problem? But everything so far is all go ahead. I think I've got like 127 days to go because I have a countdown on my phone. But by the time this video goes up, I think it's going to be like 124 days or something, because I'm getting ahead of myself with uploading so that I can keep uploading Saturday, Monday and Wednesdays. I hope you enjoyed this video. I think I've covered everything. If you've got any questions, oh my God, my kid's off. If you've got any questions, then leave them down below. I'll reply to all of you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all again in my next one.